Hello, and you are welcome to Dul Johnson's Creative Talks. In this video, I'm going to take you through showing. In the last video, I told you how to tell. I showed you how to tell, right? And I promised to tell you how to show, to take you through the showing process. Telling and showing are two opposing processes in storytelling. And of course, I shouldn't use that word for you now. In storytelling, in story writing, in story performance, in story presentation, whichever term you want to take. But our focus for today is to help you understand how to show in your story. Now, do not forget to like this video and to subscribe and share with friends and relatives. And if you have questions or any issues you want me to clarify, put them in the box below. What do I mean by showing? Showing is the same thing as dramatizing or demonstrating, but the word actually is show. It is the right word that we use as writers, right? To show the reader what is happening in the story rather than tell the reader. Showing is when you are able to pictorially lead the reader to experience with the character what is happening in the scene that is being narrated, right? So it is not reported to the reader. The reader is carried along in a way that they can be part of the experience as the character is going through it. So here's an example. I'll give you the same example that I use for telling. I've explained how telling would go. Now, we are talking about showing. So, there is a character that is driving a car, right? And the character, we've described the character as being unkempt and is a very careless, rough driver. Now, the way a writer will show the attributes of this character is to do something like this. We're having this driver on the highway. So we go like this. The unkempt driver hopped into the car and kick-started the engine roaring as if the car is about to fly. He sits, grabs the belt, hooks himself, and slams his foot on the accelerator. The car jumps into motion and begins to eat up the road. It bops and moves, enters potholes and jumps up and bounces back on the floor, on the ground, as if it is going to shatter. The car is eating up, it's roaring and creating a dust, a flurry of dust that pours on any passers-by or other cars that is overtaking left and right, burying everyone else in dust. Now, when this kind of narrative is presented to you, this is showing you. It is not telling you the driver was rough. Just by the description of what the driver is doing, you know that this driver is rough. You know that he's driving very fast. You know that he's a dangerous driver, and so on and so forth. So in this way, this may not be the best example I can give you. I will advise you to check out my book on creative writing. Maybe it will help you. And also to read some of the stuff that I have written. Read even other good novels. I've recommended a few in the past. I think I will still recommend a few more in the future so that you can read them and see exactly what I'm talking about. I wonder if I've created any picture in your mind by the little description that I have given. If I have, that is what showing is about. Let me sum it up one more time. Nobody is telling you how the driver is driving. You are being shown what happens as this rough driver jumps into the car, slams his foot on the accelerator and pressing. In fact, you can talk about his foot pressing down and twisting on the accelerator until it hits the floor of the car as the car jumps as if it is going to fly, landing in a pothole and swinging to the left as if it is going to shatter. Things like that create a picture and show you what is happening with the car, with the driver, and if there are passengers in the car, we will also actually be able to see how the expressions on their faces are without anybody simply telling you. You can see people frowning, you can see people opening their mouths even to tell the driver this is not the way to drive, and so on and so forth. So this is showing. I hope it is understood. Okay, so again, I encourage you to please like this video, share and subscribe, right? And if you have issues, you have questions, do not hesitate to drop them in the box below. I will always be there and ready to answer your questions. Thank you.